Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this wonderful webinar, Carpe Cookies Diem. We welcome Megami Mehta, a rising star, an amazing young lady who is, I know, going to take the hospitality industry by storm. So welcome Megami, welcome Megami's entire fan base, because I know that there's a big fan base that will be watching, to my students, ex-students and faculty, and to all our guests for this wonderful afternoon where we are going to get to know this rising star and take a look at the passion and be able to learn what it is to capture that essence of a girl who decided that this is what she wanted to do, took every opportunity to make sure that she honed her skills, made all the connections that she possibly could to be able to layer her knowledge and her information and her skill and her talent. And today she's standing on the precipice of her next set of journey as a management trainee to the Taj. I have seen and met Megami from the time she was in first year at IHM Dadar for all in the hospitality industry. It is the college that everybody looks to because that's where this industry started, thanks to Ms. Tangam Philip, who made sure that she took this nascent industry from being an unorganized, unprofessional industry, gave it its legitimacy, gave it its formality, got it to a professional level. And now the gamut of schools that are there, gamut of colleges with the wealth of the syllabus and the industry risen to such high heights is only because of her. And Megami was privileged to have gone to that college, just like me, years ago, eons ago. But welcome, Megami. Megami, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes.
Lovely.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for that really warm welcome. Should we start?
No, so wait, they have to get to know you, Megami. They must be wondering, ma'am, is it from Don Bosco College? And why have I invited this wonderful girl from IHM Dadar? You know, to all the students who are watching, I just have to let you know, Megami is very unassuming, but reading her CV has been, you know, it is literally it should be the benchmark for anybody who's deciding to apply for a management trainee program. You know, her marks have been phenomenal. I'm sorry, Megami, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit, but nothing short of stellar marks. You know, 79, 83, 82, 76, 81. I mean, probably vying for the top all the time. That in itself makes a big difference. Not only that, doing well in college, but also getting WSET 1 and 2, a diploma in communication skills in speech and drama too from Trinity College. It's amazing that you have managed to amass all this and more. So may I ask Justin to please share the screen with the introduction? Yes. Wonderful. So here we have, Megami has two very huge forces that she keeps that drives her. And that is the works of Julia Childs and Richard Bertinet. I am going to ask you what your moment was that you chose these two a little later. She's a graduate of IHM and in her free time teaches kids speech and drama and watches animal videos. Yes, loves cats and is right now taking care of a whole set of kittens and making sure that they get adopted into the right homes. Megami is interested in researching about food history. I know that there are going to be books in her future where all this research will be transcribed for students to be able to enjoy and for any foodie. She has worked, you know, this is something that I absolutely appreciate about Megami is that she stepped out of herself and even as a student was fearless and made sure that she worked in different projects to hone her skills. Danda Food Project with Chef Devika Manjrekar from Pop-Ups by Devika. She then was a part of Emotions on a Plate pop-up team, and they went all the way to Baroda at the Grand Mahi restaurant. She has volunteered at the Plain Jar, which is a registered non-profit organization that fights for the mental health of the LGBTQIA and their rights from January 19th. Megami is also, and I've tasted her lovely, delicious baked goods, has been doing this since 2016. And we can look forward to a brand in the future. Right now, Megami is going to concentrate on being the best management trainee they possibly could have had at the Taj. Yes, Megami? She also teaches speech and drama to Trinity College, with Trinity College London, teaching 300, that is fantastic. Megami, I had no idea, which is, I don't know how many hours are there in your day. Miss Megami has now been accepted, and this is really an elite program to be accepted in, which is the Taj Management Trainee Program. From what I understand, it is one of the really difficult programs to get into and a very rigorous one. Now, to add to her many accolades, she has just finished her valedictory function where she got highest marks in food production practical for semester 5 for the National Council. And I'm sure all three students must have given each other great competition and has won the prestigious most dedicated student of batch 1720. Now, Megami, I know that this is one of the awards that everybody, you know, it is not just the students, it's the students and the staff that put up this award. And so I know you worked tirelessly on a lot of projects in college, and that's why you won it along with Manas. So with that, Megami, few questions. Tell me, you know, when I was reading up about, we've all seen Julia Child's many movies and we have read her books, but she says, you know, in the New York Times, when she went to the La Couronne in Rouen, when she ate oysters and Sol Meunier and fine wine, she said, it was the opening up of the soul and spirit for me. So what was your opening up of the soul and spirit that made you decide to do hotel management?
I think it was just baking and watching my mom and my grandmom bake, especially my auntie. And I think my mom, she always encouraged me to bake, and she didn't mind if the kitchen was a mess, and it almost always was. And I think it started from there, and then I was very fortunate to have been able to eat at really nice restaurants that were super inspiring, and also have friends and family members and relatives that were always eager to try my food and would always be able to like give me the right kind of criticism that would make me want to like better myself and never like deter me. So yeah, I think it started there, and I would friends, family, parents, and then yeah,
So,
then hotel management and yeah.
When I was talking to your mom the other day, she was saying that your grandmother had beautiful recipes. I hope you're going to translate them and make sure that you have this book, because those recipes are priceless.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's something I hope to do in the future for sure.
It,
And dive into like Maharashtrian food as well, because I feel a little disconnected from it after she passed away. So that's something that's like a goal, like a distant future goal, but definitely something.
wonderful, wonderful. So tell me, what is the fascination with the baker, Richard Bertinet? Am I saying his name right? Tell me, what is the fascination? I see that he is on BBC. He has fantastic videos, but why singularly him?
I think the way his
Oh, Megami. Megami, your screen has frozen. Ah, okay.
it's like
Yeah. Your screen is freezing. Sorry.
is it okay now?
Yeah. Now it's okay. So you were saying, what is your fascination with him? It's freezing again. I don't know why. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, so we didn't hear the whole fascination with him because the screen froze. So you can tell me about him.
Oh no, I'll be quick about it. No, it's just the way he handles his approach towards bread making and the way he can handle dough. Like there's so much confidence, and he handles very high hydration doughs, which
Okay.
usually high hydration contributes to like the big air bubbles that we see. And they're very
Right.
perfected the technique over time, and I hope to like buy his book soon and like practice bread making from that, because that's something that's very intimidating to me. It may be like slightly embarrassing as a bakery interested person to say that bread is intimidating to me, but to get it perfect is a task. And while I have baked at home and
Right.
I don't think I've come anywhere close to mastering it. So that's something to do.
Lovely. So you're looking at the book that is called Dough and Crust, right? That has been made really famous by him. Wonderful. So was IHM, was it your base, and you said, okay, I'm definitely going there, but you realized that you needed to have all these layers, and that's why you took part in all of these many pop-ups?
Yeah, I feel like college gave me a very strong foundation, and we learned a lot of the classical techniques and how we should be and how we should stand and be in a kitchen and standard operating procedures. But I felt like that exposure in a real kitchen, um, in like an actual hot working kitchen, was missing. And so I think towards the end or middle end of first year, I found myself wanting that. And so
Right.
I used to send out like messages and emails to all these places, like, please accept me, I'll like peel your potatoes. And I was lucky enough that Danda Food Project, they emailed me, I think, nearly a month later. And
Right.
they Instagram messaged me nearly a month later saying that, yeah, we have a vacancy, why don't you come in? And I think that was a very like, defining moment, because it was the first time I worked with many ingredients, lots of lovely seafood, the first time I saw cocoa butter, the first time I, blue pea flour, all of these things. And so it was a very, I think that was a very important moment, and I'm very grateful that I got to work with them.
So I hope all the students that are listening realize you cannot be sitting in your little bubble. Megami constantly pushed the boundaries. No harm in asking. The idea is they would say yes or no. And to her good luck, they said yes, and she got this opportunity. So everybody that is listening here today, I want you to take a page out of her book and say, you know what, let's put ourselves out. Yes, so of course, after COVID, I don't want anybody getting sick right now, but later. So wonderful. So with that, I will just put up the do you want the PPT of the recipes right now, or you can let us know when you want it?
At the end is fine, and then people can maybe
Okay.
write it down or screenshot it or whatever works for them.
Lovely. So now I'm going to hand over everything to you for your wonderful demonstration. And I wish I was there and capable of tasting them, but I know that they'll be fabulous and wonderful. Let's watch. Thank you so much, Megami. Go.
Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay, so the first cookie that we'll be making today, I'll be making today, are Viennese swirls or Viennese whirls. They're really simple, almost shortbready or like a soft shortbread like cookie. And they're actually not from Vienna or Austria. They are inspired by Austrian pastries, but they are actually a British pastry. So I'll take the phone. My mom's kindly holding the phone. I'll take it over just to show you all. So I have 230 grams of butter over here. 90 grams of icing sugar. I'll be adding some vanilla in a bit. And I have 300 grams of flour. I wanted to talk a little bit about the flour, even though it seems like a very mundane ingredient, especially in a city like Mumbai, where it can go from being really humid to like maybe in December, Jan, not that humid. The amount of flour you need can vary slightly, and that's something Chef Jason, actually, my bakery teacher in college, taught me. And he said that if you're baking in, say, the middle of the monsoon, the flour is hygroscopic, right? So it will absorb moisture. Nearly 20% it can absorb moisture. So you need to, like, I don't want to worry if, say you're making these cookies and it's slightly dry, right? You can always add a splash of milk even if it's not in the recipe. Or say if it seems a little bit of wet, you're baking in the middle of the rainy season, right? That's okay. You can add a bit of flour. So yeah, don't worry about that. Okay, I'm going to hand it back to my mom. That's 30 grams to 230 grams of butter.
Megami, we can't hear your voice, okay? So if we can just a little clearer.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry, I know I spoke to you while the mixer was on, but some participants are saying they can't hear you. So just a little louder, okay?
Okay, yes, sure,
Okay,
sure. I'll
okay,
try.
okay.
You can just scrape down the side and then I'll give it a mix again. I forgot to tell you that the butter should be soft. So like this soft is good. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a good step. I scrape down the sides and then I'll beat again. Yeah. I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Give it a quick mix, and then I'm going to add in the flour. This is a really simple cookie dough. Yeah.
Megami, what are you looking for? Is it supposed to be absolutely aerated and creamy? Is then when you stop?
It's not supposed to be like super aerated, but it gets light and pale and fluffy.
Lovely. Okay, okay.
And I'm gonna just give it a quick mix again. And I'm gonna add in the flour.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this in 2 parts so the flour doesn't go in everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna add in the second bit of flour. All the flour isn't incorporated, but that's fine. I'm gonna incorporate it when I add the second batch. That is okay. I'm just gonna finish it off by hand. Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't want to unnecessarily overwork it.
Okay.
So you're looking for a slightly like spreadable mashed potato consistency almost. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
Because we're gonna pipe these, so we want them to pipe easily without needing too much force. Okay, so this is a mom. So for the piping bag, we also
Right.
measure, yeah, we roughly measure how much the piping bag will be, how much the tip will be, and we cut it off. It's always better to cut off a little less than a little more. Always safer to do that. And yeah,
Right.
and so that it doesn't like flop all over the place, I'm going to put it in a cup. and you can fold it over. I'm going to work with half the dough at a time so that if I put all the dough, I'll be touching the top part of the dough all the time with my hands, and that unnecessarily warm the butter. We don't want that. So I'm going to put half the dough in the piping bag. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay, my piping bag just tore. Give me a minute. I'll just get a new one.
Okay.
Okay, it's a bit of a mess, but that's fine. Junior child used to say, if you're sitting alone in the kitchen and you drop the lamp, so get on with it. So I guess I'll take a page out of a book.
Right.
I have a feeling the dough is slightly stiffer than it needs to be. I'm gonna just adjust it with a splash of milk to make sure that doesn't happen again. Give me a second. Okay. So as I said earlier about the flour and the hydration and just in general, I mean baking is a very intuitive thing. So it's okay to deviate slightly from the recipe. Not too much with baking because it is very precise, but a
Right.
little here and there is fine. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time.
आरामसीबाई हफ्ते का असते मला पिंक वाले देना ना
पिंक वाला कप ला
कोणी का येलो वाले दे
Please mute yourselves.
दे
Yeah. Okay. Okay. When you pipe up the cookies now, you can line your baking tray with a silk pad, a silicone baking mat, or parchment paper, or even in a pinch, if you just grease it with butter, it should be fine.
Right.
Yeah, so usually like a baking paper or baking parchment. So you can do straight line, which very straightforward. Yeah, that's not too perfect. Or I'm sorry, today I feel like not my day in the kitchen.
Beautiful.
There you go.
There.
This is a forgiving dough in the sense that if you do make a mistake like I did over here, it's completely fine to just sort of pick it up and put it back in your mixing bowl, and you can pipe it out again. So
Right.
in that sense, it is very forgiving dough, and you don't risk overworking it. You can play around with it. A more traditional shape is a circle, so you could do those as well. But I quite like the swirls.
Right.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna do one more swirl and then I will put it in the oven. The oven has been preheating for nearly half an hour now. It's at 180 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
And I'll make the rest of the cookies later. I will put this batch in the oven to show you.
Right. Right.
Give me a second, I'll clear this up. Okay. The next cookies that I will be making are snowball cookies. So they're also known by other names. So they're also known as Russian tea cakes. The cookies originated in Europe and they were had with tea, hence the name tea cake, even though they're not cakes. And then they migrated to Mexico. And in Mexico, they were had at weddings. So some people also refer to them as Mexican wedding cakes.
Oh, okay.
I think some people also call them rolling in the snow cookies. So they go by all sorts of names, but I'm going with the simplest snowball cookies.
So, wonderful.
Really simple recipe. I made this with my 8-year-old cousin, and it's a very fun recipe because you get to get your hands dirty, and the whole recipe comes together in one bowl. And and so yeah, it's really fun to make over the holidays with kids and family members. It's a very easy recipe to scale up as well. You can easily double or triple it and make tons for friends and family. So it makes this nice holiday and party favors as well. So in this bowl, I have 225 grams of butter, to which I'm going to add 55 grams of powdered sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to add 120 grams walnuts. Okay, these have been chopped. You don't have to be too. They've been roasted as well. So, I mean, I know everyone knows what a roasted walnut looks like, but just this is the unroasted one, and it gets nice and golden brown.
Yes.
So yeah, 125 grams of walnuts. You don't have to be super precise about how you chop them. At a pinch, I've also put them in the food processor when I needed cookies really quickly. But I do prefer a more rough texture. It's a really nice mouthfeel to bite into a little bit of walnut.
Right.
Yeah, add the walnuts. Add a little pinch of salt and 1/8 teaspoon technically. I just eyeball it. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract again.
Right.
You can also substitute almond extract here, or if you want any other sort of flavoring. I have had a friend that made this with peppermint extract once, so
Ooh.
you can really play around with this. And the final ingredient is 270 grams of flour. So it all goes in. It's really simple, no fuss cooking.
Yes.
And so you just go in and you mix it together. You don't have to be super finicky with it. It's not like a short crust where you want to necessarily like rub it against
Right.
the not palm finger. You can really just, make little big nuggets and then smaller nuggets. It's also unlikely that you will overwork this dough, so it's okay. It's like, you want like kids to make it or something. And so when I've sent Annabelle a picture of the recipe, and it says 15 to 20 minutes in the oven, and it's a wide range. And in baking, there usually isn't a wide range; it's more specific. But with these cookies, it depends on how big you're rolling them, right? So if it's bigger, of course, it will be in the oven.
Right.
So I usually do balls, and I always weigh them.
Okay.
If you have like a small salty scoop, or if you just want to eyeball it as well, you can do that. But for like even baking, I would recommend weighing it out.
Right.
Yes, so that's my dough.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get my weighing scale out, and I'm gonna ball a few up and show you. I'm gonna put a piece of parchment paper on top so I don't see my weighing scale too much. And yeah, yeah. And
Perfect.
Yeah. I'll do a few. 16 is fine, a little here and there.
Right. But then they'll all get baked perfectly if they're all the same size, right?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay.
So yeah, and you can just sort of go on like this. It can also be like an assembly line thing.
Right.
So yeah, so someone can just weigh out the dough, and then another person can like make balls with it. So yeah. I'll do the rest of the dough later.
Right. So Megami, these are like good, strong base recipes, right? You can use them in all different combinations, or would you have to change a little bit of the the butter and the flour if you're using a specific, maybe other ingredient, or just the flavoring?
No, so with the snowballs, there's scope for variation with the nut. So you can make them with pecans,
Right.
I've noticed that it's really like but I prefer my favorite flavor is the walnuts. I don't think that can any other nut can beat that.
Okay.
And with the Viennese swirls especially, I think sky is the limit. So when we're thinking Christmassy flavors, maybe like
Right.
everyone can in the chat box I put in what their favorite Christmas flavor is.
Okay.
Um, so like what I would do is I would do maybe orange zest. Maybe like clove and cinnamon would be really nice.
Right.
What you can do is you can also take and sandwich them together, maybe with some jam in the middle, maybe with some apple pie filling in the middle.
Lovely.
Yeah, and so really you can do like a chocolate ganache and marshmallow to do like
Right.
a hot pie.
Wow. Amazing. Students, I hope you're listening because we need to see all these combinations. I have a student who's asking me, can we use wheat flour? So you have to use maida.
I've never
Yeah.
tried it with wheat flour, and I don't think it would be as the pliability would be affected. It wouldn't crumble as easily. But you could definitely try. Or maybe what you could do is you could do half wheat flour maida, but I wouldn't recommend it. But you could try it. Maybe
Right.
try like a half recipe so you don't waste ingredients if it's not nice. And if it is nice, let me know. You can like send me a text and tell me if it's nice. And
Right.
if it's healthier.
Yes. So I'm just looking at a couple of questions if these kids have asked. Okay, so they are now wanting to know how much of time to bake, and that was it. They're only worried that they can't hear you. So that's the only thing. So
Okay.
can I just show the PPT so that they can see because it has a nice okay.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Justin. There, Megami, you can see the recipe. Justin Miranda, my student, has done this for you, so he's
Oh, thank you so much. That's really sweet. That's really kind of you. And I love the pictures and everything.
so 180 degrees, and you preheat the oven till it gets to 180, right? And then for
Yeah.
12 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you know when it's ready? Do you use your finger or do you just like, okay, it's 12 minutes, I take it out?
So I'll show you actually in
Okay.
the oven. So if you can see, can everybody see this and hear me? I hope you all can.
Yeah. Right, right.
If you brown on the edges. So I'll take it out in another minute. And ideally what I did was I did like one long one small circle and two squiggles. So
Right.
ideally you try to have them all the same size. Though this is fine, this won't be too bad.
Okay.
And with the snowball cookies,
Right.
I think in right before our video chat started,
Uh-huh.
and so they've got a little too dark because
Okay.
I got yeah I had a timer on but it didn't ring. So I'll show
Okay.
you the next step. I'll show you the next step. So what makes them snowball cookies is coating them in powdered sugar. Hold
Right.
on. So the cookies are still warm, and you want them to be you want them to be warm when you're doing this step.
Okay.
A bunch of liquid powdered sugar,
Yes.
and you want to put them completely in, and you want it to be slightly warm because when it is warm, it will the powdered sugar will sort of adhere to it. It'll stick to it,
Right.
and yeah, and so this is the first coating, and we will coat them again in powdered sugar. So they are coated twice. Some people only do once, but I think twice makes it look really snowy and festive. So
Right.
and we put them back on the tray until they cool completely, and that's when we do the final.
The final, okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever put anything in your powdered sugar to add to another dimension?
No, I haven't. No, I
Oh,
haven't.
okay.
That's really interesting. Maybe like if it wasn't Christmas, maybe like cardamom, I think would be really
Yeah,
nice.
like an allspice or I don't know, some.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So maybe if like your students can put in like what they would put in the cookies in the chat box, that would be nice, like to get everyone interacting.
Yes, so everyone that is listening, all my students, why don't you put out the kind of combinations you would like to do for Christmas and even otherwise. I'd like to hear from you. I have one student who's asking you what's the best vanilla extract brand to use.
Oh, okay, I'll show you. That's not the one I used right now. The one I used right now is Goodness Vanilla.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I use sprig usually. So when I have orders, I have a bottle of sprig usually, but I just ran out of that. And
Right,
I buy my baking supplies from Ari,
right.
the one in Matunga. And he
Yes,
usually has it, but he ran out of it as well. So I got this bottle. It's the first time I'm trying this.
okay,
But my favorite one is actually this brand.
okay,
Called Queen. It's
okay,
really nice, and it's the bean taste. So
okay.
you can see the seeds, and it tastes really it tastes like the bean itself, and
Oh,
it
lovely.
looks like you can see. So it's my
Oh,
special special occasion of vanilla.
okay.
Yeah, I would.
Students, I'm waiting for you all to put it into the chat. All the wonderful combinations and different kinds of cookies you would make from this basic. Megami has shown us these two wonderful cookies, and she has said that it is a base that you can use to make any number of cookies. So I'm waiting to hear from you guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. You should say that. My mom's here, and she's
Wonderful. I'm sorry. I said, yeah, I was going to. Hi, Rupa. And you can say hi because if we have Megami here, it's thanks to you, Rupa, and Rohington. So, hi, Rupa.
Hi.
And
Thank you so much for having Megami in this
our
event of yours. Thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. And I know that Megami's grandfather is watching. So I want to say hello to you too, sir. And you should be so proud to have such a wonderful grandchild. I know that Mr. Parv, who is not only uncle of Megami, but one of Don Bosco's biggest cheerleaders, is on the webinar. He's also watching. So we'd like to say hello and thank you for all that you have done, and most importantly for introducing Megami and her family to us, her mom and dad to us, and for you
Yeah,
coming for every single event. Thank you. I think Megami has been and mom have come for Sikta, for and for Rebus. So thank you so much. And
yes, it
for
was a pleasure. I always look forward to it. We all look forward to it. And today, in fact, my sister has also joined in from
California.
California. Yes, she was very
Wonderful.
happy.
We got California in the house too. Well, I hope you are safe and well. And please say hi to Mr. Gavin Newsom for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all can see the powdered sugar starting to get like dissolved because the
Right.
cookies were warm, and
Right.
so we let them be for a few more minutes, and then we'll
Okay.
put it back in the powdered sugar for like the final snowball effect.
Okay, so Megami, they've come up with a whole lot of things. I have one, Lisa Roderick says, castor sugar and cinnamon coating. I have Mr. Vyas who says cinnamon and cashew. I have Yusuf Ansari who says coconut. Ruta Vyas again ginger. Lisa is grated chocolate and cocoa powder. Charlene, yeah, Charlene wants to do it with lemon or strawberry extract and lemon zest with powdered sugar.
Yum.
Hitesh has said Christmas is around the corner, so ginger cinnamon will work perfectly. And Viviana wants to do coconut and almond. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Megami, see, this is the reason I invited you for this webinar. I wanted you to inspire the students and they're on a roll. I love it.
Thanks. I feel like the flavor combinations are really nice. Things nice with cash instead of banana.
Right.
Just they all seem lovely. The lemon and I've tried to chop not the snowball cookies, but the mini swirls. I tried it with like chopped chocolate and it's really pretty, like speckles of chocolate. So
Right.
I thought that's really nice. It's really nice. I could all like try and make them at home. One thing, the reason I chose both of these recipes was that they're very simple and they're very approachable. Right? We have, I think, most of these ingredients at home in terms of like butter, flour, sugar, and then we can play around with these to make very different products. And
right.
then we can really go on the flavoring. So I'd love it if also like made them and maybe send pictures across to Annabelle or me.
Yes. Lovely. I have this boy who from the first year, his name is Rohan Lewis, who also takes part in a lot of competitions that we have. And Rohan says, how about coating it with chocolate ganache? Is that possible or is it too fragile to do that?
You can. It won't be a snowball cookie then, but maybe we could like a jar. Maybe you could do instead of vanilla inside, you could put like cherry essence, and then
right.
Put dark chocolate with black salt.
Okay. 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 Megami, can I just show the PPT so that they can write down the recipe, or we can just see the snapshot of it?
Yeah.
All right. So he's just sharing the recipe. For the Viennese swirls, we've got 300 grams of flour, 230 grams of butter, 90 grams of icing sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Baking temperature is 180 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. And the snowball cookies, 225 grams of butter, 270 grams of flour, 55 grams of powdered sugar, lovely roasted walnuts, roughly chopped 120 grams, vanilla extract 1 teaspoon, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And the baking temperature is 180 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. And remember, Megami said, roll it in the powdered sugar when it's slightly warm and do it twice. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you so much for summarizing that. I am coating them in powdered sugar the second time. And you can see the difference between like the first time and the second time coating.
Oh, yeah, big difference.
And so these don't have too much sugar in them. Like they just have 55 grams of powdered sugar. So even though it seems like a lot of sugar on the outside, it doesn't taste overly sweet or anything, which did come as a shock to me also because they look sweet, but they aren't that sweet. And so I would highly recommend trying these. Also, I took the Viennese swirls out of the oven. I'm just gonna let them sit on the baking tray for around 5 minutes. It's been around 3, and It's because when you take them out of the oven, they're still they're fragile, right?
Right.
So you let them to cool down slightly, and then you can move them onto a wire rack. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I'll finish the snowballs and then we'll get on to these.
Yes. They're looking so delicious. Oh,
I can attest to the fact that they taste amazingly delicious.
I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. So we have Ruta who's asking if you can cut open one cookie to show us. So
Cleaning up. Important thing to clean up as you grow, though I'm quite bad at it. Yeah, these are the two.
cookies, lovely. So I'm going to worry you to cut them for them to see the inside.
Yeah, of course. I'll ask my mom to take a bite.
Okay. I like that. Beautiful. Oh, yum.
And yeah, you were saying?
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
With these ones, you can dip them in chocolate. You can do like a half dip.
Right.
Chocolate magic, lovely. I was thinking I could also pipe this in the shape of a Christmas tree. You could try that. That
Yes.
would be really lovely. And yeah, decorate with nuts or sprinkles. So, yeah, very, very simple cookies, but I always make them around Christmas. And they're really simple to make as well. Both recipes you can scale up easily, so you can like double or triple the recipe and make it for your neighbors and friends and family. So yeah.
Lovely, 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 lovely. Megami, thank you so much. That was beautifully done. I have one more question that we need to ask because I know the cookies are wonderful. But to everybody that is watching, there is one trait that I have found meeting Megami over the years, which I think is going to be her USP for success, is that Megami connects with people on a really wonderful level. And I think that is one of those, wonderful qualities that you need to have in the hospitality industry, because it's not a fake connection. It is an unbelievably genuine connection, and that makes people want to teach Megami stuff, make her share with her, and likewise her with everybody else. So, I know that that is the essence of why your success is. Have you realized that that was what it is? Besides, obviously, your undeniable attention to making sure that your skills have been honed. So tell me about now your Taj experience and what was your interview like and what is it that you're looking forward to?
Oh, so I think inherently I wasn't too keen for the hotel industry. I wasn't too sure. But my teachers and my parents, they were like, try and give the interviews. You never know, you will change your mind. And I'm very lucky that I did give the interviews. I listened to them, and I did change my mind because the way I think Taj took their interviews, um, I think they showed us their side of hospitality, And
Right.
I sat for two interviews, and my friend sat for a bunch, and I got like a lot of feedback from them. And I think the way just that was something that was very appealing to me. I think I saw a lot of myself in like how they were as an organization, and a lot of what they are I want to learn. And so yeah, it's a 2-year management training program,
Right.
and we're going to be moving 5 cities in those 2 years, and that's something I've never done before. I've never lived away from home or away from my parents. I'm looking for that independence.
Right.
But I don't think I don't have to. Maybe during the lockdown, I had to do a lot of housework and laundry and doing the dishes. Earlier, I think I was very lucky to not have had to do that.
Right.
And I think I'm looking forward to that structure. Also, stability, having a job that is more or less routine, but there's also a lot of so their campus, their coordinator Natalie, she always talks about embracing ambiguity, and that's
Right.
something that's very difficult for me. I like knowing what's going to happen next.
Right.
So that's something I'm excited for, to be able to embrace ambiguity, because I know that's important. Every day is very dynamic in the hotel industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I know we'll come back to the fact that you have come for a lot of our events, and right from Bocuse, we miss you, to I think the last one that we had in February, you were there too, right? For the
Yeah.
Awfully Good, Awfully Yours, okay,
Yeah.
and for our Spectrum. So what was your takeaway from these events?
Oh my God. I think the way our students were, they were so passionate. I think some of my peers were very like tired and exhausted with the industry, but your students seem to have this vigor and enthusiasm about the industry, which is all thanks to you and your lovely faculty and team. We've just seen the real interact with the students, and it's so invigorating, exciting, and I think you also give them the scope to try new things and like learn. I think I was watching the Denzel's
Right. Yes.
and he spoke about how he could create his own opportunities at Don Bosco. And I think that's something that really stuck with me, that y'all empowered him to be able to create his own opportunities there, and to be like, hey, there's no cake for this event, but let's try making a new tradition of making a cake for this event.
Thank you. Thank you. So give my students who are watching you and listening to you some words of wisdom. We have first years who are freshers, who think back to what it was like for you as a first year, and these poor kids have not even seen a kitchen till now, thanks to COVID. They have not been able to come to college. So some words of wisdom for the passage, the growth from being a wide-eyed idealist in the first year to what happens in the second, and then finally what happens in the third, so that it is easier to do that when you're on the cusp of moving out. Please.
Firstly, I don't think I'm wise at all or qualified to give this advice, but I will try. I guess just try and do everything you do with like as much love and energy as you can give it, and like try and work as much. Like I think one thing I regret is not working and doing as many internships as I could have. Looking back, I had more free time than I had in the third year, in the first and second year, and I wish I had taken on a few more internships at like a selective place. I'm like, oh God, this bakery, I could have learned something, or this restaurant, I should have applied. So I
Right.
guess, and just don't be afraid to just put your CV out there, or just put your word out there. Many people don't reply. I remember at the end of second year, I wanted to learn food photography, and so I emailed a bunch of food photographers saying, "Hey, I'm a baker. I want to be a baker, but I also want to learn this. Can I work with you or work for you?" And I didn't get one single positive email back, and that's okay because I
Right.
tried.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to try. I think I was often, I would hold myself back because of my own fear and my own anxiety around, oh my God, what if I don't get accepted, or what if I can't
Right.
do it? So don't be afraid. And yeah, just try and cook as much as you can now. As we all are home, so try and make like a new recipe a day or a new recipe every alternate day, and teach yourself some fun new recipes.
Wonderful. So this is a fun question. If you were given this ideal utopian dinner to create for yourself, okay, and for your loved ones, but primarily for yourself, what would your ideal dinner, and assuming that there are obviously your baked goods, you know, the bread and the thing. So what have you like?
I have not thought about this, and I'm very indecisive as a person. I take far too long reading a menu. I reread it like 15 times before I'm ready to order, and then I usually order because of pressure, because the server's standing there, and I'm just like, ah.
Okay. But your favorite bread, which is your favorite bread?
I can't pick. But I guess if
Oh,
I had to pick, I would have a soup and a bread. So maybe like I would do a smoked tomato basil soup, because that's the soup that got me my job.
oh wow,
Um,
fantastic. Huh.
so I do smoked tomato basil soup, and I do focaccia with it. Like a very simple, just sea salt and olive focaccia with it. And maybe like I'm not sure what I would do for the main, but I know for dessert I would surely do a pineapple upside down cake.
Right.
My grandmom always made that.
Oh,
So, you know,
lovely.
everyone's birthdays are synonymous with like a chocolate cake, like something
Right.
straight out of Matilda. My
Yes.
birthdays are like, I always think of a pineapple upside down
Right.
cake.
Okay.
So I would make that for her.
Lovely. So, and if you had this table in which you could call on, obviously your two fabulous role models in an ideal world, they was, you know, Richard is still around, but Julia Childs would be there. Who were the other, um, besides your mom and dad, obviously, and your grandpa, who else would you want that would be add to all the layers of Megami's talent?
Oh, my aunt Sona Mash,
Yeah,
my speech and drama teacher, because I think I owe um, everything to her, in the sense that I don't think I would be here able to speak. I think
right.
even that now I'm fairly nervous, and I did make a few mistakes and blunders because my
Not
nerves
at
are.
all. Not at all. You know,
No,
you actually taught the kids what to do if something does happen that way. I think every little thing is a learning moment. So not at all. There. So we've got your speech and drama. We've got your aunt. I've got two more seats.
2 more seats, my gosh. I think my uncle, Parvez uncle,
Yeah.
because he really pushed me to
Yeah.
do this. I was very confused between food journalism, and somehow I was going to connect psychology to food. I don't know how. And then he said, "You're a silly girl. If it's food journalism and food psychology, why not study food?"
Right.
So, thank you to him.
And he does have a perfectly astute palate with the
Yes.
amount. And so
Yes.
we've got one last seat.
Oh,
Of the
I'm
present
not.
Indian bakers and chefs, who would you call on?
Oh, there's this baker I really look up to her. I haven't had the fortune of meeting her. But her name is Rachel Andare. She's the baker at Qualia. I really look up to her.
Love.
And yeah, I've just seen her work on social media, and I have eaten the bread that they make at Qualia, and I was blown away. So I think her. I would love to get to talk to her. Yeah.
Wonderful. Megami, it has been an absolute joy and pleasure. I've had the pleasure of knowing you personally for these last 3 years. And I'm so happy to have been able to share meeting you and share you with the students and all the guests who have come today. On behalf of Don Bosco, all my students and the faculty, I want to thank you so much for making this happen, for Mum, who's graciously holding the phone right through this. Thank you very much. To the entire family that's watching, to Parvez who's watching, and to all our other guests, thank you very much. I'm going to just check if there's any more questions that we didn't get to ask. The snowballs into little snowmen, they would look very festive. So somebody wants to make them into, and can we pour Nutella on the cookies?
On the really swirls, I don't see why not.
Yes.
I think it was really yum.
Yes. Okay. I think they were talking about those. The other ones, those would be snowballs that land in the Mumbai streets if you put Nutella on it.
Yeah.
So, wonderful. So with that, I would like to thank you very, very much. We will be, for everyone, the recipes will be put on Facebook on our page. So you will be able to see that. You will also be able to see a recording of this. It has gone Facebook Live and it's recorded and will be placed there too. So Megami, on behalf of everyone, I wish you all the success. You're just the most wonderful girl that I've met, and you're just going to be a success. Everybody, please watch out for her. And for those who get the opportunity to work at the Taj, I know that Megami will take you under her wing and train you beautifully. To my webinar team, specifically to Justin Miranda, who makes all these wonderful PPTs, to Roma ma'am, and to the entire Chef Melroy, Susan ma'am, Andre sir, all of them who helped me make sure that this happened. Thank you very much. And just for you to know, the reason it was named Carpe Cookie Diem is because I see Megami's life as a total Carpe Diem. She takes on every opportunity. She seizes life. She seizes the moment. So, and we have been so lucky to seize the moment with these lovely cookies and with Megami. So with that, good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Megami.
Thank you so
you.
much for this opportunity. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Good night.
Just Valentine. Just Valentine.
Sit.